5 years ago, I started camping every month. I love the sensation of hearing the wildlife and feeling the clean air entering my nose. I usually stay in forests near my home, but sometimes I like to differentiate a bit, like this time. I went on a trip to Portugal, business related, and I seized that opportunity to do a camping trip in a completely new environment. I verified that I had everything I needed in my backpack, sent a message to my friends to let them know where I would be and got out of the hotel. I parked the rented car, grabbed my backpack and headed towards the woods. Before entering the forest, there was a gate separating the woods and the parking lot. I was going to open it when I noticed a box with a sign on top of it. It was written in what I think is Portuguese and English. Por favor. Fique calm. Take one. Please. Inside there were some pamphlets, again in Portuguese and English. I grabbed an English one and started reading. What to do in case of seeing the procession. The procession is a very old tradition in this region. Usually it's performed after midnight. If you hear bells or people singing, you see lights or smell candles, you should do one of these things. 1. Draw a circle on the ground with a stick or your foot. It's a simple geometrical form that will show your respect for the ceremony. 2. Have your hands completely free. This will show that you are able to receive their blessing. 3. Lie prone on the ground. Do this as a last resort, to show that you mean no harm. I found these very interesting, knowing a bit more about this region's culture. I put the pamphlet in my pocket and entered the forest. On the way to the place I camped, I made some pauses to drink some water, eat some snacks, and to take some pictures of the wildlife. But in one of those stops I saw something carved on a tree. It was very subtle. I'm even surprised that I noticed it. They lie, I'm not going to lie, that made me shiver. I wondered who the message was referring to. But at that time, I just thought it was made by some kids trying to scare people passing through. So I just kept going. I stopped at a clearing with some surprisingly high trees surrounding me. I started unpacking and setting up my camp. A few hours had passed. It was 1 a.m. more or less. I always had difficulty sleeping, so I was at the campfire, reading a book, until I got drowsy. Suddenly I heard some bells. I looked in the direction of the sound. There were some lights in the woods, along with some bells and people singing. They were a bit far, and seemed to be moving in the opposite direction of me. But I didn't want to risk it. I put my book on the ground, grabbed a stick and started drawing a circle around me. When I finished, I dropped the stick and gazed at the lights. All the sounds rapidly stopped. The lights seemed to have stopped moving. Then they started moving again, but this time in my direction. I started panicking a bit. It was just an old ritual, I didn't need to panic. But I couldn't help myself. In less than 5 minutes I could see the person at the beginning of the procession. It was a woman carrying a metal cross of at least 6 feet. She was pale and seemed exhausted. Behind her there were 2 lines. All of the people in it were wearing black vestments with the hood on. I couldn't see their faces. Beneath the hood it was completely dark. They just kept silent, looking at me. Not knowing what was happening, I just threw myself on the ground and lay prone, looking at the ground, hoping they went away. Then I heard something heavy hitting the ground. It seemed like it was the cross. Then the woman fell on the ground. The rest of the people echoed some words to me, but I couldn't understand them. After a few attempts, they probably noticed I couldn't understand what they were saying. One of them leaned towards me and touched my head. His hand was cold and I felt his fingers entering my cranium. I felt completely cold and a heavy headache invaded me. My body just got up on its own. I couldn't control it. I felt like I was like a spectator of my own body. I grabbed the cross and took the woman's place. I can't remember much after that, just the sensation of being cold and febrile. I woke up on the floor of my hotel room. I was soaking wet, like I jumped in a pool. I felt dizzy, weak and cold. I felt an agonizing pain in my neck. I put my hand on it and felt something carved in it, like I was branded like a horse. I tried to get up, which was a very difficult task. Looking in the mirror, I saw a cross. A cross was branded on my neck. Suddenly, a horrible putrid smell came to my nose. I looked where the smell was coming from. I saw my backpack on the side of my bed. I got on my knees and opened it. I looked closely and couldn't help myself and threw up. The woman from the woods was inside.